In this year's shaky economy, travelers from the United States, Europe, and Australia may seek a more economical vacation. These encounters will undoubtedly be entertaining and one of a kind without breaking the bank. Note: the huge wealth disparity in Latin America has resulted in pockets of high criminality in some of the following destinations. I am an American and have never had any problems. When planning a vacation overseas, one should always apply common sense and research locations to avoid. Comment down below what your dream vacation country in Latin America would be. Number 10. Chinatown, Panama City, Panama. It may surprise you to find that the Western Hemisphere's oldest Chinatown is not in San Francisco or New York. In fact, almost 20% of Panama's diversified population is of Chinese descent. Barrio Chino, located in Panama City's colonial San Felipe area, is home to a variety of Chinese restaurants and marketplaces. It may not be the largest Chinatown in the world, but it is an unusual and intriguing location. Shop for unusual spices in its neon-lit alleyways and try Chinese Panamanian cuisine at your favorite greasy spoon. It's well worth a day of exploring while in this intriguing and lively city. Number 9. The Chocolate Coast, Venezuela. Consider staying at a Venezuelan cocoa plantation if you are part of the small and relatively limited group that adores chocolate. Venezuela is well known for the high quality of its chocolate, and for good reason. Cacao was found thousands of years ago by indigenous Americans in this region, near the Orinoco and Amazon rivers. Dominican priests then brought the bean to the Caribbean coast in the 1500s, where it has thrived ever since. Skip Caracas's mayhem and criminality and travel directly to the Paria Peninsula, where you'll find a lush, verdant country drenched in glorious tropical sunshine and cool sea breezes. There are several active cacao estates that offer tours and lodging, as well as the world's most sinfully delicious chocolate. Number 8. The New Medellin, Colombia. Medellin may bring to mind Colombia's tragically violent drug battles. The city was home to notorious cocaine kingpin Pablo Escobar, and there were over 6,000 killings in 1991 alone. Things could not be more dissimilar today. Medellin, hidden between towering mountains, is a lovely and much safer city. Medellin is ideal for hip, young travelers looking for a pub crawl because it is home to numerous major institutions. For some amazing views, ride the new metro cable that connects the hillside barrios with the city center. Many older visitors like its museums, particularly the Museo de Antioquia, which houses works by Medellin's most well-known artist, Fernando Botero. Number 7. The Wine Country, Val del Maipo, Chile. Despite being home to the driest place on the planet, Chile's lush river valleys have the ideal climate for cultivating wine grapes. There are numerous such valleys in the country's central region, each with its own distinct selection of wines. The Val del Maipo is the nearest and most easily accessible to Santiago's capital. This valley is famous for its Cabernets and Merlots. Tours are available at the most, if not all, of the area wineries. Some also provide lodging, though fees for the most opulent tend to be significantly higher. Nonetheless, many people believe the cost is well worth it. Because of its central location, Val del Maipo is a good starting point for seeing more of Chile's wine country. Number 6. Afro-Ecuadorian experience, Esmeraldas, Ecuador. Ecuador is a small yet intriguing country, flying from the fetid forests of the western Amazon, past the steep Andes Mountains, and down to the mainly unspoiled beaches of the Pacific coast takes less than an hour. Esmeraldas is located on the northern shore. It's a location that is frequently disregarded, even by Ecuadorians from the interior. Most travelers go to the coastal party towns like Atacames and miss out on Esmeraldas. The city serves as the focal point for the country's modest but thriving Afro-Ecuadorian community. You'd be excused for believing you've been transported to steamy West Africa if you walked through its streets. Poetry and dance, both elegant and powerful, are integral to the Esmeraldan way of life. Engage the friendly locals in conversation, and they may even welcome you home for a beer and a big bowl of tapao, an Afro-Caribbean-inspired cuisine with a very Ecuadorian touch. It's not the most comfortable spot to spend a vacation, but it's an unforgettable and especially rewarding experience. Number 5. On the Trail of Che Guevara, Bolivia. Che Guevara was inspiring socialist uprisings across Latin America long before his image donned the t-shirts of disgruntled millennials and hipsters everywhere. This did not sit well with either the traditional Latin American elite or Washington's power brokers. Che was apprehended and murdered in Bolivia in 1967. Visitors can now follow his final path across one of the most beautiful countries on the planet. Begin in the low-lying city of Santa Cruz, through which Che went on his journey to the capital of La Paz. Proceed to Samapada, a highland town where Che's guerrilla force previously stormed an army station. La Higuera is the little isolated community where he was eventually apprehended. You can go see the wooded canyon where the Bolivian army encircled Che, the schoolhouse where he died from his wounds, and the little hospital where his body was transferred. Regardless of your feelings about the man, it's a fantastic way to see the country. Number 4. Sojourn in Coffee Country. Esteli, Nicaragua. A little settlement in the highlands 2 hours north of Nicaragua's busy capital of Managua, was historically a hotspot of guerrilla activity during the Sandinista Revolution. Despite its tiny size, Esteli is a politically active town, but you'd never know it from the quiet and tranquility of the surrounding mountains. You won't find any internet ATMs or holiday inns here, which is a good thing. These mountains produce some of the best coffee in the world, and it's a great spot to get away from it all. There are some tiny plantations where you can stay for free or even volunteer. Accommodations will be primitive. Ride horses or walk in the highlands before falling asleep in a hammock to the sounds of tropical birds. Number 3. Looking for Hemingway. Havana, Cuba. There was a time when the larger-than-life literary titan of the 20th century walked, and, more often than not, stumbled, through Old Havana after spending more than 20 years in Cuba. His favorite haunts have subsequently become well-known sites in the city, which has remained relatively unchanged since his death in 1961. His room at the Hotel Ambos Mundos has been left exactly as he left it, complete with a typewriter. La Floridita Pub, which Papa once described as a lair of wild and motley drinkers of many origins, is within striking distance. Finca Vigia, now a museum, is a short drive from town, and once housed both Hemingway and his magnificent menagerie of creatures. Of course, you must spend some time fishing while you're there. Number 2. Mexican Foodcation. Mexico City, Puebla, Veracruz. Mexico is a large country with many different ethnicities and culinary traditions. Unfortunately, most Mexican restaurants outside of Mexico have a relatively limited menu, frequently drenched in cheese and red gravy. For a more gratifying cuisine travel experience, head to Val Central. You might begin in Mexico City, which is often regarded as North America's best gastronomic destination. You can choose from 5-star gourmet eateries to my personal favorite, Tacos El Pastor on the street. You can then travel to Old Puebla, which is famous for its mole, chiles and nogales, and lamb-filled tacos Arabs. End your tour with excellent Afro-Caribbean-inspired shellfish dishes in Veracruz, a port city with beautiful beaches and attractive colonial architecture. Number 1. Tango School. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Even if you don't enjoy dancing, it's difficult to visualize Buenos Aires without picturing the tango. The tango originated in the city's blue-collar Italian, French, and Spanish immigrant groups and has since become a national treasure. There are numerous clubs in Buenos Aires where tourists can learn to dance or watch professional dancers. However, the best choice is to go to the milongas at midnight. Make a big steak meal ahead of time to keep you going through the night. Locals who frequent milongas will be delighted to show you the ropes. If you choose a more rigorous curriculum, class rates vary depending on the repute of the instructors. You might find yourself dancing your way through the holidays. Did you enjoy this video? If so, check out these other videos from Daily Top 10. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Thanks for watching.